This is going to be max percent suitless, also known as 98% suitless. 98% suitless means we're going to pick up everything except the 2 suits. That means picking up all ammo, all energy tanks, all of the other major items. And then we're just going to call it a day. I'm not going to pick up Quarry, I'm not going to pick up Gravity Suit. This is your standard series station.
Right. Sorry I was a bit late. I will also be commentating the Kyzentun. So yeah, I guess every category except maybe some weird RTA or unusual stuff start with the series station in Super Metroid. I see we're not doing any map completion or map completion, so you can just leave the map tile as you want.
Yeah, if I was brave enough, I would have been doing Suitless true completion here, but wasn't brave enough to polish that one up for this.
Well, I didn't play any of the max Suitless categories, but is it really that harder a map completion or a true completion of max Suitless? Because I know you have, you don't have suits, but I mean, you have a lot of health, so I guess the issue is not about dying, but more routing out that map tile more efficiently.
Murdia turns into a challenge. When you don't have Gravity Suit, Murdia turns into a lot slower. So basically,
yeah, and I know
98% is going to be the same as Hundo up until Kraid. If we end up with a lot of extra time afterwards, I'll show you what the Murdia rooms look like in true completion.
So we would have to reach some high places with a lot of water, but I can think about particular room class that would be really problematic. I know it's just slower, but is there one in particular that would be harder to access some high ceiling?
Everest is not too
Some
bad.
of them,
Because
yeah, because of
you've got
the
grapple
grappling.
blocks, so it's just routing wise, it's hard to do Everest and Aqueduct fast. Suitless.
Of course, there's always the danger that you die in the sand just before Dragon.
Well, in true completion, I used the blue suit to spark to Dragon, and I get the lower tiles in Colosseum afterwards. So, standard morph, standard first missile, everybody does that.
Now going up to the bombs, morph bombs, or do you get the eating ceiling, the E-tank in the ceiling first?
Nope. Since I'm doing Kraid first, I'm going to have 3 tanks in a reserve for the upper warfare heat runs, which is plenty.
I would say that's
done the upper warfare hull runs on 2 tanks in a reserve. So 3 in a reserve is luxury.
That's enough. Alright, this long shaft. I don't know how. I really like the movement in Super Metroid. You know, these long vertical room. We don't have much of them, but the movement, I don't know, it doesn't seem too hard at first, but being quick at those kind of room, especially that long shaft we just saw you go through, it's pretty harder than it looks.
Yeah, I fumbled pretty badly there, so no sub 5 bomb this time.
No, won't be possible, unfortunately, but you won't be far. Maybe a 5-1.
Yeah, it's 501.
Oh, and you're not even full of health, so because of that hit, so
Yeah,
you're
I didn't
to
farm
get
the
missed.
gamer at the top of the parlor correctly, so...
See, if you had that ceiling E-tank, you would have 5 more missiles. That's just me. I mean, it's a big time loss to go back to that E-tank.
Yeah,
but,
going back for the retro ceiling E-tank is 80 seconds.
Yeah,
I've
it's a big
timed
time
it
loss,
for
but
previous runs.
having 10 missile is... I mean, you won't gain back your 80 second, of course, but it's non-negligible, I would say. Having 10 missile
Yeah.
here is pretty good.
Yeah, when I timed it, what I looked at was my charge time is 80 seconds behind where it would be.
Okay, so just getting the ceiling E-tank could be maybe 90 or 100 seconds then. Okay.
Yeah. I
Here
kill these
you
green
need
pirates
to farm.
and try to farm missiles from them. Because I want to keep my energy high, because I want to get that reserve tank full as fast as possible. Because I'm going to need that reserve tank full when I get into Upper North here.
You also need to be full, by the way, to get your 5 missile to open the next door.
Yeah, I need to actually farm this first Zila and not accidentally skip through it like I did in practice.
I know you play a lot of randomizer as well, so yeah, sometimes we just go too quick, and because of that muscle memory in randomizer, usually ammo is not an issue in this room, so you just go through and whoops, I don't have the ammo.
Good deboost off of the waiver.
Oh yeah, nice deboost. I didn't see, but I think you opened the door before, right? Because you will do the what we call the reverse mug ball.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. The door is
But I missed it
already
recently,
open.
so...
Oops. Yeah, it's not a big deal. It's probably 6 or 7 second loss.
Yeah. It's not too bad.
Nice quick drop that allow you to take the missile and leave fast enough before the crumble block reappear, so you don't have to use the bomb to leave that area.
Yeah, I've been setting up a backup where I use missiles on all the enemies up there to farm a few drops and take less damage. But I didn't remember to do it correctly this time.
And I was curious if you were going to fill the reserve at the spore spawn hallway where you can farm, but I guess you will just go up her tower and farm the Zebos there.
Yeah, the Spore Spawn one works good in RBO, but I decided it wasn't helping me out in that Suitless. Oops. I've been shooting early and missing that second cap attack a lot.
Okay, you're not even filling the reserve at top of the tower. So it will be the Sova then? Yeah, I should have actually yeah, I'm so not familiar with the route. I know what is fun about Max Suitless is we have a lot of possibilities. It's not set in stone like RBO. You have to do the boss order in this precise order. In this one, it's actually up to the runner. You just, well, the hard constraint that you have is, well, just don't get suit and get everything else. So technically, you can kill the boss in any order that you want. So which boss order will you do today?
I'm doing KDRP today. I have done every boss order twice. Some of them 4 or 5 times. But KDRP is the one that I have the fastest time on. Everything that has Dragon before Ridley, I've got like a 145 or better on. Some of them I have a 46, 47. Everything that has Ridley before Dragon is up at like 156, 157.
Yeah, I can imagine killing Dragon first, or at least pretty early, is good, just because you can get Plasma Beam and a lot of resources, and this way you get more UI.
Plasma Beam is huge, and then there's also, you have to make a second dip for the GT item, the GT missile, which you cannot collect without space.
Yeah, it's kind of absurd if you ask me, but yeah, the game decided that you need space for that.
I wanted to pick up Kraid's drops, hoping for a ton of health. Give me a little bit, but not enough to really help me out.
Go back, you forgot your voice, you forgot something. But yeah, since Kraid is fast, kind of a dead end, I get that hitting it first is not a big time loss. You have to come back for the power bomb in the wall in that room. You're just leaving, but you said before, compared to RBO, you have one more extra E-tank, which is pretty good for the first hell run.
Yeah, like, all you get from Kraid here is this E-tank. Which is a little bit slower than the retro E-tank, but the return time that you do later is a better trade-off. On a different route, like if I was doing Dragon first, and I only had 2 tanks and 1 reserve for the hell runs, it's very easy to lose 30 seconds to a minute in Bubble Mountain, being low on energy and needing to farm the waivers.
Yeah, it's doable. I mean, I do it in my RBO, but it's a lot more tight, and you need to pause, fill your health manually, and then you have to blindly farm the gametes to make sure you have enough health in your reserve. So it's not the best. I mean, it's not the end of the world, but 2+1, it's... I mean, I don't do it by choice, so if you can do 3+1 this easily just because of Kraid tank, it's a pretty good choice, of course.
Yeah.
Now, by the way, I have a question. Do you know how many health you have in your reserve? Did you do the math, or...?
I'm doing an extra farm here because I'm taking a safety save immediately after high jump.
I would say we're around 40, maybe 50. Well, I would say now 60 with that drop, but I didn't look, but you got some drops on the way, which was pretty nice. So the answer is we don't know, but should be enough.
With the safety save and those 2 extra farms, I'm not too worried. Now I am.
Might even be full, to be honest. You didn't get any health drop from the Sova after the save?
Yeah. Okay, my normal strat in that room, I farmed the first Sova too, but I messed up the jump, so...
Yeah, that was a bit of a time loss, but with the extra tank, you should be fine. Don't want to jinx it. Yep, you
Going
made
to have
it.
to manual my reserve
So,
here.
yeah. The RNG was not so good on the way. Oh, it was full. Nice.
I take the save here because the wave hell run is the most dangerous hell run in the route. So
And unfortunately, it is the last hell run of this part where you get speed.
everything
So,
else you have a much wider margin, but this one the margin is very tight.
And unfortunately, it's after speed, so if you die there, you have to farm again, go get speed, farm again, and go back to wave. But since you have the extra E-tank, you could afford a spike hit, but not too. These spikes without a suit are pretty bad. It's 60 damage.
So I count 4. So the first time I see my reserve light up is 1, and then I count 4, and on 4 I run through the door.
Yeah, funny, I do the same when I do these cell runs. It's not guaranteed you will have plenty of health in your reserve, but I've seen that after 3 shots, if you don't get pretty bad RNG, you should be fine with 3. 4 is even more safe.
After release, run, after getting blue so that I don't lose the blue suit to a vanilla bug. I want to keep the speed echoes all the way up. That becomes very important later when we run down Croc Speedway. And when you're running through a heated hallway full of speed blocks and you lose speed echoes, you tend to lose some time. So you have to know the strategy for not losing it.
But since you jump over the bug, was it necessary?
I do a little down back here. And that down back seems to line up just perfectly with that first dragon Aku.
Nice, but I might actually steal that. So this is the scary part we talked earlier. Going in is not so bad. You just do a wall jump like that. Open the door, grab wave. But on the way out, you need to have enough speed and jump at the very last moment. It's not pixel perfect, but
I take the safe way.
the window is pretty thick. Oh, you do it the safe way, okay. I go all the way to the left, but there's a danger you hit the spikes.
That's very bad.
Yeah, now we hope that the reserve is quite full. Yeah,
okay.
This is fine.
I need 70 energy to reach the Nutella refill.
Yeah, you don't have power bomb, but actually 68 is not so bad because you have it.
Iffy. 70 is okay.
You don't have enough. You probably don't have enough to go to another refill, but you can at least go to the gamut. Well, actually, you have enough.
I know exactly how much energy I need to reach this refill.
Yeah. And we say thanks to Pretty Tank. That literally saved at least this part of the run.
I'm not going to use any supers on Croc because I just lose time afterwards being empty on supers. I'm going to miss my first 2 charge shots and just lose time that too.
Yeah, so Croc fight, it's not a big deal at this point since we have charge. we just need to, the way Croc works, if you shoot a missile in his mouth, he will go back 1 step. If you shoot a super, he will go back 3 steps. Or whatever beam you have, if you shoot a charge shot, will go back 2 steps. There's a little exception with plasma beam since it has pierce damage. It's like if you're hitting it an infinity amount of times, so we will just go back all the way. But the game was designed, well, it was designed, they were thinking you shouldn't have space before being here, so it was not supposed to be a problem.
Yeah, and actually if you do the GT code to have grapple before you come to Croc, I learned yesterday you can grapple Croc while he's struggling in the acid, and if you do it at the wrong time, he'll pull you through the floor. So I had a race the other day where I got pulled through the floor and died in the acid below the room. If you ever come here with grapple, don't grapple Croc while he's struggling, just...
Not in the acid, but you can do it while he is still on the ground. It's actually a bit
before
funny.
He falls, you're safe, but after he
falls...
falls...
his body will go back, but you will... it's like he's abandoning his legs or his arm. So Samus keeps his arm and Croc is just leaving. It's it's a bit of a funny animation.
I was up there. So coming down to this post-Croc jump room, I go through the left side of the door, because the left side puts the power bomb in the right place to kill all but one of the enemies. This grapple time is over a minute behind where I would normally be, so... Saves are costing a little bit of time. Better to be safe than sorry. That jump out, you can tell if you're going to hit the Ripper. So you can either deboost off the Ripper, or...
Nice backup.
Or you can morph through it. If you hit the right frame, you can go over it and mockball underneath the speed blocks later.
One of the coolest mockballs.
That deboost plus spark costs 110 energy. Deboosting twice would be 120, so... Let's fill up all the way here, because this is my last chance to fill up my reserve before the most crucial part.
Yeah, it looks like we just need ice, a few more ammo, and then we are going to see some Suitless Marizia underwater movement.
Actually, now we head up for the green brim clear, because we notice we don't have enough signals to do a Crystal Flash yet. Or enough power points.
Yeah, sure.
And actually, a couple weeks ago, when I came back to this category, I thought, hey, what happens if I do Retro Bryn early? Instead of going up Red Tower, I'm going to go up through Retro Bryn and collect those items.
But I suppose it's not so bad to get X-ray. Do you get it with space or before?
So, as part of doing all boss orders, I've changed my route up a lot, and it seems like every time I change my route in this category, I get a new personal best. You know, other people grind the same route hundreds of times to improve, but apparently I just changed the route and I get an improvement just off of changing it.
I mean, if you find a better way of routing, it's just normal. So I guess we don't need X-ray this early in the game. Because after Dragon, do you go like the RBO route via Forgotten Highway and then go straight to Kyzentun?
Nope. I'm going to do Kyzentun last.
Okay. Yeah, since it's like I said, I'm not so familiar with this category, but
I'm conserving a power bomb
since
here so I don't have to farm it later.
because you have to get every item in the game except the suits, so I guess having X-ray later is probably a minimal time loss because you don't really need to one round Kyzentun with the full beam and X-ray compared to just getting stuff in an optimal order.
I'm going to pick up this ceiling E-tank after doing the Billy Mays items. Because that saves me a little bit of time in unusual ways. So when I run out of here, I'm just going to run face first into the boulder. The boulder does 60 damage, but I pick up the E-tank afterwards, so hey, free damage.
So you don't have to waste a super blowing the boulder. But it's a very funny mechanic that getting one E-tank fill all the other E-tanks. So we can use this to our advantage when we are running something like this, or just, I would say, hell run in general. I don't know if someone already created a hack that getting an E-tank does not fill all your health, but you will have to think all over again. Just how can you route max Suitless or RBO if getting an E-tank don't refill all your health? It would be a nightmare.
It'd be like randomizer, where you can't rely on the E-tanks being in that place anyway.
Yeah, there's randomizer, but at least if you're lucky enough and find an E-tank, you will be full.
Yeah.
There's so many missiles in this game. Funny to see we have already 70 of those, but still with 5 supers.
Yeah. Not what I meant to do.
Yeah, this room where you have to damage boost or get a blue suit or away across those bullion without ice beam, because the game was intended that you have ice beam and then you can freeze the enemy, so this way you can just run over them and go up with the speed booster. It doesn't seem like a dangerous room, but it actually is, because if you fall under that, there's acid and it drains health really, really fast. And I mean, here at least we have 5 plus 1 E-tank, but
I actually need those E-tanks to be mostly full, because I'm going to spark up to landing site PBs and then spark through Gauntlet.
And yes, of course, you don't want to take the time to
So
ship
you saw me
refill.
avoid taking extra spike hits. So I still took a spike hit because I fumbled a bit, but
At least that health is more than enough. If everything goes the correct way, getting the power bombs here, you just have to start left, go through Gauntlet, and then there's an E-tank that will refill all your health. Hey, and now we can Crystal Flash. We have enough ammo.
Wrong pixel.
That's
You
a
have to
cool
listen for the
mechanic
door
here.
when doing that trick. If you don't hear the door, you didn't get it.
Yep. So I don't know exactly how it works, but if you shoot a charge shot with wave and at least one of Spacer or Plasma, it tricks the game. You trigger something somewhere, and then it just says, "Hey, you open the door to the left." So if the door is already open, then it allows you to. Well, it doesn't stop your spark, so you can go all the way up to the E-tank. With Plasma, it's a bit different. The pixel is not the same, but it's the same mechanic. You just you need to shoot your charge shot, but I think it's just a bit before. I don't know exactly because, like you, when I do this trick, it's only with wave and spacer. But I know it's also possible with wave and plasma.
It's possible with wave alone too. It's just there's one pixel with wave. There's like 4 pixels
Okay.
with wave and spacer, and then the plasma one is even further back, and I think it's wider too. But I haven't used the plasma one in a while.
Yeah, it's possible. I was told it's not. I was told it's not possible with wave alone, just because it's way harder. And the wave it bugs alone is a bit weird, also.
Alright, now we have your standard green brimstone clear up. This is pretty much like Hundo, but I'm going to be farming power bombs more here because I want my power bombs to be mostly full when I leave. So I'm going to be killing B-toms that people would not bother killing at Hundo.
Yeah, since you don't have a suit, Power Bomb will have a major role in Norfair, and especially lower Norfair, to keep Samus at full health. It's funny because there's no tutorial in this game. I think even in the owner's manual, when you buy the cartridge back in the 1984, you were not told what was a crystal flash. You see it in the at the beginning of the game when you just turn on your SNES and wait a bit. You have some I don't know, some clip of the game, and you can see Samus doing a crystal flash there. But if you don't buy the magazine that was released only in Japan, maybe I think. It was pretty hard to know how can you do that. Okay, you lose some of your ammo. It costs 10 missile, 10 supers, 10 power bomb plus technically 1 to start the thing, and then Samus is just it's like she's emitting light and her health is filling up. So we will need this later in the game. So yeah, keeping track of your resources and being aware of how many power bombs you have will be really important for that. District here, so
I route Big
This
Pink differently than the Hundo runners do, because I can't really do the Mission Impossible trick.
oh yeah, you mean go back up? Yeah,
Yeah.
but we see a lot of random runners do that as well.
So I've gotten good at hitting
By the way-
the wraparound shot to open the super block.
At least we are getting an E-tank next, so you didn't even have to care much about your health. I mean, you won't die with 7 E-tanks here in Grand Star, so you can take a
Getting
lot
2
of
E-tanks
hits. Yeah, we have. Yeah, I was only thinking about that one at the wave gate here, but yeah, we have waterway right after, so we will already have 9 E-tanks.
And after
So you can even
waterway,
afford it.
go pick up X-ray.
Yeah.
X-ray is actually crucial for collecting items in Meridia. There are various tricks that you do without the suit, where you really need X-ray to do them. Also conserving the power bomb here, so I could spend it, and I probably should, because I'll probably get it back in Fire Fleas and X-ray, but conserving the super here, because supers are extremely valuable.
You can never know if Gold to Rezo will help you or just won't give you anything you want.
So it's possible to kill a couple of those Puyos underneath the bridge, and if you're lucky, one of them will drop a power bomb, and that's kind of helpful. But that didn't happen this time.
Yeah, I don't remember the numbers exactly, but the drop rate is pretty decent. It's probably something like between 20 or 40% chance. Right, Samus is almost done shopping.
Wow, that bug usually drops a super for me. This time it gave me a missile. One trick right there in that tunnel is you're usually moving fast from a mothball. But if you hold down while in morph, you stop instantly. So, at the end of the fanfare, you hold down, and you stop instantly in morph, and you spend less time turning around. Alright, in X-Ray Hall, we're going to throw away a lot of the energy, because we want to be on low energy for the next meet.
Yeah, we said earlier spikes are terrible. That's a lot of damage, 60 damage. In the earlier run it might be true, but now with 80 tanks,
Yeah,
it
I
doesn't
didn't
seem
take
so
as much
bad.
damage as I wanted to. I was supposed to take more damage. I want to be at like 400 leaving here. It's not worth spending more time on the spikes, because I can get rid of that energy in other ways later, but as long as I'm next to the spikes, it's worth hitting them. Next item is Ice Beam. And when I'm leaving Ice Beam Room, you'll see me wait in the lava for a while to get rid of the excess energy. What I'm doing is I'm setting up for something called R mode. Let's see, enemies move during door transitions. If you get hit during a door transition and it activates your reserves, they'll activate on the other side of the door. If you also activate X-ray on that frame after the door ends, then you'll enter something called R mode. When you're in R mode, the next time your reserves trigger, they will force Samus into the standing pose. So when Samus is forced into the standing pose and it interrupts something, something happens. So we're going to use that standing pose to interrupt the Shine Spark windup. Interrupting the Shine Spark windup gives us a blue suit, and we're going to use that blue suit to collect the various speed-locked items in Meridia.
Yeah, because otherwise you would need gravity suit to get those items.
I didn't get the mockball out, that's okay.
It's okay, you might get hit
And I'm
by the
going to take
Sova.
one of my safety saves before doing this blue suit setup.
See, though you took one more hit, so you're closer to the Crystal Flash range.
This is actually where it's important that my reserve be full. 70 is okay. If my reserve was at, say, 50, I'd just die here.
Nice glitchy visual.
Yep. Now I use these guys to drain my energy back down again, so that I can use that energy that I just put into my reserve.
They hit pretty hard. The first time we went through this room, in the first L round, you really didn't want them to hit you.
Alright. And now I have a blue suit.
Yeah,
As
there
long
we
as
go.
I
We have a
do
blue-
not press dash, I keep
Yeah.
the speed echoes. Very important to not dash at all during this segment. I could use a save station, but when you load the game, the blue suit stays not preserved. So you can't actually save with the blue suit. You just have to do everything perfectly here. And I fumbled to jump through the door.
There are some backup, at least when the enemy are frozen, they are not killed by the blue suit. But notice that when Samus is moving, we can see the echoes even if she is underwater. So, like we just saw with that crab, when Samus moves, it's like she's running because she has a blue suit. And we needed that blue suit to get the item up in this room. Because normally the game would want you to have a Shine Spark store at the bottom of the room. Then you Shine Spark up, and with your speed booster you can go get this missile. But for some reason the blue suit... Well, when you're running, you're also destroying the speed blocks. So since the blue suit is like when Samus is running, you can go get this missile this way. But notice that we're still pretty low on health, so when we are next to an enemy, Samus really had to be moving, because if she's still, then the enemy will hit, and the enemy in Meridia are pretty rough because you're supposed to have gravity and it divides your damage by 4. So these crabs deal 80 damage, and I don't remember, the fish is probably 60, or they might
Fish
deal
is
80
80,
damage
the crabs
as well.
are 120.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, it's even more.
So yeah, this is one of the parts where if you make a mistake, it's very easy to just suddenly die. These pirates are like 160.
Only killable with plasma or speed booster. Or screw, but you won't be able to screw attack underwater, unfortunately.
one notable thing about Meridia is it's very easy for every mistake to each cost 30 seconds. So Meridia
Yeah, just
is
because
time
the
loss everywhere. I'm not
yeah
worried
the
about getting hit
movement
down
on
on
the
the
wall.
turtle. If she hits me, the knockback takes effect, and I only take damage once.
Well, now we can
Of course,
breathe
once I
at
stop
least.
moving after the knockback, the Y frame, so I would take damage a second time, but it's very important to
We have a blue
be
speed.
moving or be able to take the
But there's more margin now since you have
yeah.
you've got that E tank. You're full.
And all these rooms are actually kind of finicky, like that balloon is on a timer. So if I'd gotten up the hill too fast or too slow, it would not have been in the right place to grapple it the way that I did. Of course, I lost time doing the other grapple jump slightly wrong. Anyway,
So we wait for the crab. Don't kill him. Let's go.
this bottom fish goes directly where I want him to go.
Yeah, I noticed that recently. There's a missile in that room behind the fast wall on the right, but it's actually better to get it on the way back because just because the fish is on a better position when you get in. Now the dashless run continues.
That pancake probably didn't even see what hit it. That's one of my favorite tricks in this run. Just slam right through the pancake.
It's kind of funny to call that a speed run, but you cannot run.
The spiky guys on the floor here normally deal 100 damage. The flying guys deal 60. You just saw me take 60 from that guy. Because I wasn't moving at the exact instant he swooped into me. But that doesn't matter.
And I think we're almost done with the blue suit, right? Because next you will use it in Aqueduct.
I carried for a while longer. I carried all the way across Colosseum. Well, I carried to Colosseum. I shouldn't have morphed there. I was supposed to morph after going through. What I was supposed to do there is kill the crab, then morph, then do a down back, and save half a second down backing into those shot blocks.
Yeah, because this big room called Aqueduct, you need speed booster to go get 2 items at the top right. And for your speed booster to work, you need gravity or something weird like what we're doing now with the blue suit. So okay, so I see what you mean. So we're getting the items, but we're not wasting the blue suit. So with those
I
bit
did not
tight wall
manipulate the
jump,
snail correctly when I was entering the room. There's a specific sequence of turns you can do when entering, and the snail will be at the very top underneath the speed blocks, and you can do a crouch jump directly from the snail to get up. But instead he's going to be in my way.
yeah.
So
Well, at least it's
another 10,
mission
20
accomplished
seconds
now.
lost.
We have the and that snail is so annoying when he decides to get in the way, but it went well this time. And I see why you didn't use your spark earlier. In this room with the echoes, you can also go all the way to Botwoon. And I guess after the fight as well.
Yeah, I'm actually going to mostly conserve my supers during the Botwoon fight. because farming supers after Batoon costs like a minute. So if I can skip the farm, I save a minute. I could leave with 14 supers and be fine. But I'd like to leave with 15.
That beam is not so bad actually. It's the same amount of damage that a super would do. It's just slower to shoot with charge shot instead of supers.
And as you can see, typically in a run, Batoon drops 0 supers.
I think all Super Metroid runners are used to that. Done, since you have a blue suit, you have to be careful if you want to use the... Oh no! But the room just before, since you have the blue suit, you need to be careful not to kill the Metroid if you want to freeze them, use it to go up, so you have to freeze them before and then turn around them, but underwater the movement is a bit different. It's actually after you press... If you're looking left and then press right, you will still be going left for a while, so it's really different from when Samus is not in the water.
I use an audio cue. Oh, reserves are already perfect. Okay. I want my reserves to be in Crystal Flash range because I use an audio cue in Dragon's fight. And if I drain the reserves against the turret, it throws off my audio cue. So instead, I'm going to take one hit from Dragon. That'll activate my auto reserve, and then I'll be set up for the Crystal Flash.
Yep, and since it's not too full, you won't be taking the double hit.
Yep. Anything below 40 works. I think 40 itself also be mostly safe too.
I would say probably.
This is pretty similar to an RBO Dragon fight, actually.
Yeah, so I understand since you're doing the Crystal Flash to get the Spike Suit, you will do the Lateral Escape, and then the Spike Suit will help you leave the other room just before this one.
That was bad timing. The Crystal Flash drained almost all of my supers, so...
And we get a nice grapple kill.
Supers after the run.
So, Dragon is vulnerable to apparently the electricity from the turret. Oh, but we got a lot of supers from Dragon. That's not so bad.
Yeah, but having the Crystal Flash drain all 10 supers is still a big loss.
Yeah. But unlike Bot Wound, she gave you 5 supers, I think.
Yep.
First try. So it was probably a bit fast to see, but when Dragon got Samus during the Crystal Flash, when she interrupts the Crystal Flash animation, it gives us what we call the Spike Suit, which is the equivalent of the Shine Spark we can do after Samus is running with Speed Booster. But then again, Samus got grabbed and she sparked just before killing Dragon, so it converted it into a blue suit. And with that blue suit, we could leave the large vertical room. And the boss room itself, we could leave with what we call the grapple escape. So if you
I will be
bounce,
back for that E-Tank later.
yeah, I was wondering why you don't get it, but yeah, you have to do both sand pits, so
Yeah,
you have
and
to be back anyway.
like on a good run with the good Crystal Flash tunning, I would be low on energy but high on supers, and I would take that E-Tank now. But because I'm high on energy and low on supers, I'll just leave the E-Tank. It's actually faster to pick it up later if you don't need the energy, because going through those tunnels with Spring Ball is faster.
Right.
This
So
Meridia
yeah,
is rated
supers are
pretty similar to Hondo Meridia. I just do left bit before right.
so yeah, supers are important. So it was, I wouldn't say too bad, but yeah, we need to farm more supers later. But the counterpart of that is, since we got grabbed later, Samus had more time in her Crystal Flash. So yes, she lost more supers, but the counterpart is she had more health, because the longer the Crystal Flash is, the longer time you have to farm health. So leaving the sand pits now, I would guess we're going to
Spring Ball is next.
last knot. Maybe we do. Okay, yeah, we go to Shack Tool first.
It's very easy to get hit by the Eaver Spike during that door transition.
Yeah, and when you don't have a suit, we've said that before, but everything deal a lot of damage.
That's too high. I have to wait for him to unfreeze. Yeah, the Evers do 100 damage each time, so
Yeah.
that's why normally you pick up the E-Tank if you're low on energy. So there's a tide in this room, and you want to time it so that you arrive at the top at low tide. So if you get to the top of the water at low tide, and you have just enough space to space jump out.
Now we wait for Shack Tool to dig our way up to Spring Ball.
So to get Spring Ball, we're going to use X-Ray again. You can use X-Ray when turning around to force Samus into the standing pose. And then you can go from the standing pose into something called the clip pose, where you're a couple of pixels into the floor. And from there, you can use a pause buffer to buffer a morph into the tunnel.
And we need to do that twice, because normally when you have gravity or when you're not underwater, you just use your bomb to lift you up, so what we call a bomb jump. But since you're underwater without gravity suit, the bomb won't lift you high enough. Technically, I think it's possible, but the timing would be just horrible. Because I know there's some tasks where you can bomb jump underwater. But here, you did it. Nicely done.
So, a small optimization. When you spring ball like this, you spend less time regaining speed. So, in short tunnels, it's faster to hold spring ball through the short tunnel.
I see now why you said you normally take the refill after Dragon. Does it?
Yeah, my energy is actually
Does it
lower
look
than I
like
should have
so?
let it get. I fumbled more than I should have. So
Yeah, it was not. It was not
take
bad,
some
but
extra farms in these next couple rooms.
I think you took 5 hits, something like that. But 5 hit means 5 E-tanks. So yeah, the energy drain really fast here. And these pancake deal 80 damage. Or I'll be back in a moment.
That pancake deals 80 damage. Hope I get the cack out of UWJ quick. But if they have too much, with the spikes and half the crystal flash can we stay alive. So, a couple weeks ago I found out that it's a couple seconds faster to go through this room to get to Cack Alley.
Sorry about that. I'm back. Right, so I miss Plasma. So now we're going back to the E-tank you skipped before, I guess, and then the other sand pit.
Don't want to fall down here again, because that's minor time loss. Oh, I should have found more supers. I went to take the safe route up top instead of taking the spike hit down below.
This underwater wall jump is pretty hard. Nicely done. So because of that mechanism, when Samus changed direction on the water, it's really I would say counterintuitive how to do those underwater wall jump. And at least you have space jump. When you're high enough, you can break the surface of the water with space jump and just leave.
Now I want to fill up my reserve tank. And since I have two reserves, I'll be filling both of them up. Normally I'd only be filling up one reserve here. Kind of don't want these missiles. I want to be down at 30 missiles when I arrive at the Grand Tours, Gold Tours Oakite.
And we're almost done with Meridia, so we know that next will be Gold Rizzo soon.
I think my reserves are both full.
And we want to be under 30 missile, so we can farm and we don't have this light beam attack from Gold Rizzo. And it's pretty interesting how reserve works. So we were complaining before that you can take double hits because when Samus is gaining back her health, she can lose her high frame, so she will get hit again. But when you are in Lower Norfair, how reserve works is pretty interesting because you can be at 0 HP in an elevator, in the cutscene, when the acid is draining before go to reso or in reduced club, and your reserve won't activate until the cutscene is done. So you can stay at 0 HP for a while, so it means you need less health to survive. And with this, I think this is the last item in Meridia. Am I right? Am I forgetting something?
Yep, this power bomb is the last Meridia item. And now we actually go back to Kraid's lair to pick up Kraid's missile.
So we're almost done with the slow motion underwater movement, but I don't know, pick your poison. Do you prefer the slow movement of Meridia or the heat damage in Norfair?
I like them both.
Yeah, I guess with how many you have now? 11 E tanks plus 2 reserves. Heat damage is not so bad. Only 2 rooms left and we're done. Actually, this is the last room where we have water. Now Samus can run.
I was hoping that guy would give me another super, but nope.
Now is it 30% chance? Something like that? Yeah, they're not so bad, you're just not lucky today. One more missile, really easy to forget when you're in a run. Because Kraid was already done. There's literally nothing else here except that missile.
You get rid of these missiles.
Oh. The only missile that you need to shoot anyway.
Yep. I want to get down to 35 while I'm running down Croc Speedway. So I need to fire 35 missiles. I take the southern route to Lower Norfair because I have to pick up the Crumble Shaft missiles.
Yeah, I forgot to mention earlier, but I was not sure why you got ice and leave that behind. Just because you can route that later anyway, and it's much more easier with space. Because with what you had before, you didn't have much health and much leeway, and if you get the missile but miss the way back up, and you go down, you can lose a lot of health before leaving this room. So I get it's more safe and probably faster anyway to get that later.
So that room, running through the speed blocks, it was very important that I release dash immediately after getting the speed echoes. Because if you try to hold dash the entire way down the room, you lose the echoes. And when you lose the echoes in speed blocks in a heated room, it kind of makes you sad.
Yeah, really important when you see the
time loss.
It's only important when you see the skating glitch, we call, when Samus, it seems like she's just sliding. Her feet doesn't move. It's like she's staying still, but she moves pretty fast. If you see that her legs are running, you'll be fine. You can hold dash, but I think it's a good habit just to let go of dash. It won't make you faster anyway.
Going to take a safety save because I forgot to take one before Lava Dive.
I didn't even think about that. Yours just... We're just so confident with your Lava Dive. Good job. now we see that health is not moving, but you're actually losing health like you usually do. So every second you lose about 60 HP. And at the bottom of the elevator now we see that you've lost about 2 E-tanks in the elevator transition. But I think your reserve are full, right?
Yep. 200 in the reserve, so I can get to the bottom of this room before I Crystal Flash.
So like we said before, now Samus probably already have 0 HP, but since the cutscene is not over, the reserve will trigger, so you're technically not losing health anymore. Now you're back to losing health. And since you could wait until after the cutscene to use your reserve, it's a more efficient usage of Power Bomb, because you needed 1 Power Bomb to activate the Crystal Flash, but that Power Bomb also blew all the bomb block at the bottom of the room. Here's the part. I can see why you did that with
Yeah, I take the really safe strat here.
Yeah, it would be a nightmare to fall before grabbing the missile. It would mean you have to go all the way back up. Now the gold arena fight with full beam shouldn't be too long. And this is the reason why you wanted to be under 30 missile, is because he only shoot these bombs. I don't know if they have a name anyway, but you can farm during the fight. So we got 3 more extra supers, which is better than nothing. Instead of having GT
that adapting the Hundle strat was the best thing there.
Yep. So 25 supers, that's good considering you have full beam fight against Ridley.
I'm not great at Beam Ridley, so I'm actually going to use mainly supers there. And just like Hundo, after I cross Amphitheater, I'm going to be going straight down to Ridley. I'm not going to pick up the Firefleet tank first.
Yeah, I suppose you have enough health to survive the trip, unlike RBO. In my RBO run, I try to remember, I have 6 E-tanks for this part of the L run, so since you have the double, yeah, I guess you can go all the way up to Ridley. Yeah, technically you were right before saying the beam fight is not so bad. Full beam combo deals 900 damage, but super deals double damage against Ridley. So each super deal 600 damage, but super has a better DPS against Ridley because you don't have to charge anything, so you can just blast super faster. Even if per super it's a bit less damage. Overall they're just faster against Ridley, but it's also your fuel for Crystal Flash. So I guess it's up to the runner at this point. But using only the beam might be slower, but an hybrid, an in between the only beam fight, only super fight might be good in this. Maybe something like 12 charge shot, 12 supers, or something around that might be the good compromise between a faster fight and the resource management fight, I would call it. So yeah, we'll see what you're up to next. Well, also getting an RBO. For example, going to Firefleet first. Of course, you need that to refill your health, but it's also good for power bomb management. But since this is max Suitless, you already have a pretty decent amount of power bomb. You can already do the next Crystal Flash. You're going to go to 21 with the power bombs of shame. They're called like this because usually in 90% you should not go get them. If you go get them, it's because you made a mistake, but I prefer to call them the power bomb of necessity in RBO, which is because you were probably unlucky with drops earlier. And even after your Crystal Flash here, you're full of health, already 10 power bombs. There are 5 power bombs in the farming room before Ridley. So you're in a pretty good position. Using the charged plasma and X-ray here is nice as well, because while you are in X-ray mode, Samus' health won't drain. So you can kill the pirates and you won't lose any health compared to the more usual strat you would see with Speed Booster or just the beam strat. So here we go, one of the hardest boss of the game. And
That's
he really
really
decided to hug the left wall. Yeah, that's really bad RNG.
I'm practically dead at this point, just not admitting it. Yeah, that's a reset.
I didn't even turn around.
I'm gonna pump the supers into him, just... This is why I took a save.
Passing all the frustration. Take that, Ridley. We'll see you next time.
Normally Ridley doesn't stay on the left side when he opens up.
No, that's a very rare to see that. And when he does that, honestly, there's nothing much you can really do. It's even worse if you go with the X-Factor strat, but considering you have full beam, I don't think it would be optimal to take off your beam and then re-equip them after the fight, so I understand why you don't go for the X-Factor. It's just slower anyway.
I did 123% Suitless, where I got to GT code with the minimum equipment that I could, and then I immediately removed suits at GT code. And then did the rest of the game without suits. So, GT max without using the suits. When I did that one run, I used the X-Factor startup, because I figured it would give me a few fewer frames of heat damage. It's important to not be too aggressive in Wasteland, because you can easily die like I just did.
We'll get there.
But it's also important to Crystal Flash as deep into Wasteland as you can, so that you have more energy for fighting Ridley.
Yeah, and also very important when Samus is not moving, because you have to be back on the exact same frame where she laid the power bomb. So you couldn't do it when she's falling or on the moving platform, for example. Health is pretty good, but that's probably because Pirate gave more supers. They gave more health and less supers than usual.
(24 plus 4).
But at least we know that after Relay, we have an energy tank, so we don't have to care too much about the next Crystal Flash. I mean, short term. You probably need one more leaving. I don't know with this amount of health. Might be doable without any crystal flash, but at least we know that right after Ridley we have a E-tank. So if Samus survived the fight, well, she won't die in the Ridley's room. Seems like he has 0 HP. Oh, that was pretty unfortunate. That double hit. When Ridley reached 0 HP, the problem is he doesn't die immediately. He has to try to grab Samus. I don't know the exact amount of time. It's probably not fixed. He has to try to grab Samus a couple times. After that, he will just explode in the air. Or what speedrunner do is you just go in his claw. So if we could avoid the tail hit here and just go in Ridley's claw, Ridley would have grabbed Samus and then he would have exploded and the fight would have been over.
This is why I can't do things like join the RBO race.
All these kind of category are pretty volatile. Even with the safeties, you can say, yeah, we have a lot of things to make the hell run easier, but I mean, Lower Norfair hell run, even with more safeties, it's just less terrible than it can possibly be. There's always a lot of danger for those. Yeah, like I see in chat, this is pretty much one of the hardest block in this category. The other one was carrying the blue suit everywhere in Maridia, because if you blow the blue suit, you cannot go get your items. You don't die per se, but the run is pretty much dead. Here the problem is just surviving the fight. It really does a ton of damage, plus you have the constant heat damage of the room. At least this time we got a pretty good RNG. If we can keep Ridley pogoing like this, he will stay like this while we can just blow a lot of supers and charge shot against him. Good fight, by the way.
Crystal flash leaving,
no hits.
I am going to farm a few supers on my way out.
Okay. Yeah, because I said it's probably doable, but it would be very, very tight leaving this area without any crystal flash. So we already have the missile and the power bombs we need, so we just need 6 more supers. And with that, we are guaranteed to have a crystal flash on the way out. So that's a lot of health.
Move crystal flash. I need the Fune and fire fleas.
Yeah, we have the fire flea tank on the way back, so that will be a refill.
Still want like 2 more supers, so this is the best place to farm supers because I don't want to farm supers after the fire flea tank. Because I have way more energy than I absolutely need to reach fire flea tank. That Deskiga dropped a super. They never drop supers. I didn't even think to go for his drop because they never drop supers. But then I saw one over there after I'd already left. Key Hunters. We can see more often supers from Key Hunter, but it's
it's not that usual. We don't rely on those to drop supers. But I have to ask, since you have the fire flea tanks, then where do you need your crystal flash? Or was it for thorium ammo? Yeah, you're not leaving
I
right
have
away.
to pick up the cathedral missile, and usually I get through cathedral and into the next room, and it's like kind of dicey if I don't have a crystal flash there. Like there's been runs where I leave Upper Northland on like 47 energy after that.
I kind of forget about these power bombs as well, because I
So
think we only
crystal
get
flash
those
is a
in
safety.
100%. Yeah.
Too slow. Have to wait for the acid.
I can't remember the acid here. Samus technically could go in the acid and still move in the tunnel, but she moves slower, and every frame she loses something like I think it switch between 1 and 2 HP per frame, so
Yeah, it's 6
it
per
drains your
frame.
health very, very fast. 6 and 4? This is crazy.
6 every 4 frames.
6 every... Okay, yeah, that's... Okay, so yeah, 1 frame it's 1 HP, and then the other one is 2. And there were still these heated rooms we needed to visit that we don't see in many categories.
If I mess up and stumble into lava here, that's where I need the energy from the crystal flash.
Okay. And unfortunately the reserve comes empty. They are empty, they don't refill you at all. So you can't rely on those like you do with E-Tank.
It costs about 80 energy to cross Rising Tide like this. If I wanted to be super aggressive, I could probably get through this hell run without the crystal flash. But I'm not going to try to do that though. I'll crystal flash at the appropriate time.
Yeah, last save was before Ridley, so it would be terrible to go back there. But yeah, I get it. When we are in these situations, we always want to avoid crystal flash if possible, or do it at the very last moment to get more health. But if you're too greedy, you just risk to lose everything. So sometimes it's just better to sit and wait a bit and then do the crystal flash. And now we have reached the point that Samus has so much health that the crystal flash won't refill everything if you're in an heated room. I'm pretty sure if you pause now, you have something like maybe 60 HP in a reserve. So you have to be careful when you hell run with this.
It would be about 60, 70.
So if you wait until you're reserved to activate the crystal flash like you usually do when they're full, if you have 60 and then you reserve pop in a heated room, you won't have enough time to drop the power bomb in Crystal Flash. But we're done with heated room. We're done with water. It's just the last cleanup, and then we go to Dorian and face the last boss.
We're actually not done with water. We have to go to wreck ship next.
Is there? Oh, you're right. There's water in wreck ship, but we don't move a lot in water. But yeah, last cleanup, one last boss, which won't be a big trouble with full beam and X-ray. If it's done correctly, we can kill Fentun in one round using the property of X-ray to resetting the iframe. Like that, kill the hoppers before dropping the power bomb, so there's less lag in this room. And then I think we're done with Green Star. Okay, so I lied before. Yes, there's water in this room, and the other one we call the spiky room of death. But they're not entirely filled with water. Of course, it will slow Samus' movement, but you won't spend as much time in the water as you did in Meridia. It's only to get the item or go across the room, get your item, and then leave wreck ship. In Fentun room. One of the hardest boss when you're playing any percent PRKD order or low percent when you start with Fentun without much resources. The fight can be hard because the blue flame and Fentun itself deal 40 damage. But I don't think it will be a problem here with 13 tanks. So the idea here is hit Fentun with only one missile. So your charged plasma shot won't make him instantly disappear. And yes, after that you shoot him one missile, he goes around in the room like this. So you have time to switch your equipment to X-ray, charge your plasma shot, and then just turn on enough plasma to reset the iframe, and with only 4 charge shots, Fentun will die after that. Actually, it's only 3 shots, 3 charge shots. Now that Fentun is dead, the electricity is back in Rexship. So it activated the robots, the spikes. I didn't talk about that before, but it's kind of funny. Before killing Fentun, we went go get what we call spooky missile, and since the spike were not moving, if we sit on them, we don't take any damage. But now, since the ship is activated, Samus will take 60 damage if we do. Same with I'm pretty sure it's the next room we will visit after that, the spiky room of death, which is a lot more dangerous when Rick ship is activated, with the platform moving and the spikes. But we have 13 E-tanks, so I'm not too much worried.
Fumbled my strat there, but not a huge loss.
Yeah, I saw what you try with. It's a lot easier with gravity and wave, so you can run underwater, open the door, and then just jump faster, going through that door, and it makes you bounce through the spikes, and you can cross that room really fast if you get it, but it's not an easy strat. We have electricity and water, but I'm not sure it's a good mix. You talk about pretty much every boss order possible for this category. I'm pretty sure this one was well, having speed booster before coming here was probably a lot better, since you need speed booster for one of the items, like in Wreck Ship. And I don't know how you would route that if you kill Fentun first, because Fentun does not look really anything good except gravity suit, but in this category you just can't go get it, so
the supers and the E-tank.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, but first I do it pretty much the same. I go down to Upper Norfair first, and then I come up through Red Bryn, do Fentun.
But was it really worth, I mean, getting 2 super packs in one time, but having to go 2 trips in Wreck Ship?
My PKDR run was a 143.46.
Okay, so it could be not so bad after all.
No. The first time I did PKDR, it was still good enough for second place. So.
At least, yeah, if you kill Fentun first, you can just go get the good items. At least they're at the bottom of Wreck Ship, so you don't have to go through this cutscene twice, which is I think it's almost as long as Shack Tool digging. It's about 35 seconds that you cannot do anything. Just wait for the Shozo to bring you down.
I have considered doing a route where I would only grab the 2 supers, because I can't really do the sponge bath bomb trick to get the E-tank without high jump. But I never actually tried it.
There are ways with bomb jump, but it's slower without space for sure.
Yeah. So when I did Fentun first, I went and got all the Upper North items for Wreck Ship. That worked out good enough.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think we just need one more missile and we're good to go, right?
Yep. Probably nothing in that order.
I thought you were going to show off the gravity skip. Okay, so there's this missile, but also 230 missile.
I should already have 230 missile.
Ah, okay, possibly. You know the route better than I do. Yeah.
You made me paranoid for a second, so I had to pause and check.
You should not listen to me. I don't even run this. Now we're done officially with the underwater movement.
There's actually a few seconds of underwater in the G4 statue room.
Yeah, that doesn't count. You're at the bottom of the elevator. There's no water at all. This is weird. I don't know, maybe in this galaxy gravity doesn't work the same as here. Because there are some room like this where the room just before Dragon, there's Coliseum where you are underwater, you cross the door and then the water is lower than you. There are some places like this. It's I don't know, it doesn't seem to follow the rule of physics, but we still love the game anyway. I've never thought about that before, but imagine the Metroid room if they were underwater. It wouldn't be a big problem, but I don't know, it would change the movement for sure. But you cannot have water and acid or lava in the same room. It would be even weirder. It's also pretty nice to not have to rely on the Metroid drops. We know for sure that you have enough ammo to kill Mother Brain 1 and open the doors. Here I see we are taking damage to slow down the
I'm one of the few
cutscene.
runners that haven't learned how to baby skip.
Yeah, but you damage down pretty fast against the Hopper and the Metroid without any suit.
Yeah, the
And I
Hopper
would
deals
say-
80 damage, so...
Yeah, and fun fact, the Hopper and the previous room are the same, but they deal 120 damage.
Yep.
Yeah, I can say that, of course, getting baby skip is faster. It's a big time save, about 30 seconds. But if you're about to miss the baby skip, you're even better just to not go at all. But if you miss your baby skip after 5 jumps, you're even slower. So yeah, why not? Why not just baby skip? It's so frustrating to miss the baby skip after a couple of jumps on baby pace. I don't talk for experience, sure. We saw the Zebetite skip, by the way. You can trick the game when the Zebetite, the kind of ring enemy, the Zebetite, is frozen in its place. You can kind of clip onto it and go through the wall. The reason to do that is because when you kill the first Zebetite, actually, sorry, it was the ring cut that you froze. When you go through the first Zebetite, the other one behind are not activated. I don't know why, but the game seemed to make the Zebetite appear only after you kill the first one, and then if you kill the second one, the third one will appear. So if you can just go clip and go through the first one, well, you're all open till the end after that. In this case, it doesn't matter that much because we have a lot of ammo to destroy them all. But in more category, you need to be careful because oh no, we able to, yeah, no stand up. Health goes down very fast against Mother Brain when you don't have any suit. At least we're not dead. Rainbow Beam deals 6 tank.
I wasn't careful enough when damaging down.
Yeah, and you took the double damage there. So instead of being, how much is it? Is it 160 damage? Instead of being 160 damage, it was 320. So yeah, three tanks in a single shot. That's a lot. Yeah, we can just take a coffee break, enjoy the cutscene, instead of starting to damage Mother Brain.
So the bit of reserve fiddling after destroying the jar was to set it up so that if I got really unlucky and took a catch-up hit, I would be able to Crystal Flash and recover afterwards, which I have had happen before. That was also why you saw me hold on to 10 supers.
Doing Crystal Flash against Mother Brain is always scary.
Yeah, it is. But it's a lot better than dying.
Sorry chat, to cry is not possible if we don't even stand up.
Yeah, I haven't practiced 2 cries to learn it anyway, so...
This part of the fight is really the Mother Brain second phase, which is the most dangerous. Especially we talk about the catch-up beam. I'm not even sure we saw one in this fight.
There was one.
There was one. Okay, you really have to avoid that when you don't have your suit.
Because it does so much damage. So it's very easy to lose 4, 8, 12, or maybe 16 tanks taking catch-up.
Yeah. If you're, well, it's pretty rare to get a triple hit, but you can get double hit quite often. And if that's the case, you just lose 80 tank in 1 hit. So the run is pretty much dead after that, because you still need at least 6 tank to survive the Rainbow Beam, since we don't have Varia. But anyway, we're done with that. After that, Mother Brain 3 is not really dangerous. And now we just have to leave the planet before the timer hits 0.
Since I took those Ridley deaths, I'm not going to save the animals.
I'm very happy about that. I prefer saving the frames. Those 4 frames need to be saved. Well done, under 1 hour 50 minutes.
Yeah,
We
this
just
is
need
about 10 minutes behind my PB, so big losses.
Yeah, I guess those Ridley dead and Law and Warfare dead, of course, they cost a lot. But we're within the time estimate in the
Barely
marathon,
within the
so
estimate.
well done. I mean, finishing Suitless is always nice. And we just need the confirmation at the end of the credit. Did we forget anything? Did we have 98% of collection rate? I hope so. Oh, by the way, Chad, the animal can save themselves. They found a way to come into this planet, so they can find a way to leave the planet, I'm pretty sure. And if we save the animal here, I'm pretty sure we missed the sub 150.
Yeah, saving the animals adds about 30 seconds in an escape.
So I prefer to save the 150. If you ask.
I've got like a dozen 150s already. Well, a dozen sub 150s, so one more is not a huge deal.
Anyway, it's a pretty nice category. It's fun to see, even if the game was designed to get the suit upgrade, to be able to go to the next part of the game. You can benefit from some mechanics and just completely in your suit. And we have the proof that it's doable. I've still never tried this category. I think you made it look easy, but getting Spring Ball Suitless.
Yeah, the Spring Ball one is a 4-frame window, so it usually takes me several tries.
Especially the first one, it seemed tighter for some reason. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, but the first jump seemed harder than the second one.
Yeah, the first one is the 4-frame window. The second one is just a down grab. You get into the clip position, and then you jump and down grab onto the ledge.
Yeah, because the first one you're still trapped, and the second one you can just, I mean, you can leave the area because right to Samus there's nothing. And of course, there's a Suitless Ridley fight in this, so it's always exciting to see. And I don't know if I should say we were lucky, but we have seen some Ridley behavior that's pretty rare. You don't see that often when he just stay close to the left wall after the opening. It's probably less than 1% chance to happen, but if it does, it's almost guaranteed reset, especially in RBO. So I guess you were not lucky, but as a viewer, we were lucky to see it. And good job, by the way, getting the 98%. We have the confirmation. We got this right. See you next mission.
Yep. I don't think we have any time to show off anything else, so unless they want me to fill time.
Yeah.
If I had finished Underestimate, I would show you some of the Suitless True Completion Meridia rooms, but don't think we have time for that.
No, we probably just have something like 1 more minute to talk maybe about the game, but I see that we have Operate Mage doing a run at 2:04 p.m. Eastern Time, so it's in 6 minutes. I would not I would not like to take more time and
Yep. Alright. Good to cut us off whenever you're ready, whoever's running this.
yeah. Well, thank you for the run. It was pretty nice to see. It was actually my first
Thanks for
time
letting
seeing
me
the
show this off.
category.
Next time I'll try to have Suitless True Completion polished up.
For next time. All right, and thank you, chat. So just 30 seconds before we leave. For Super Metroid fan, we have some more Super Metroid in this marathon. By the way, I think the next run will be. Actually, is it us? Yes. Friday we have me and Kyzentun running, and after that we have any percent rate Shiny Zenny versus Ruya. This will be very, very exciting race. By the way, Shiny Zen and Ruya are top tier runner in this category. So if you are interested in Super Metroid, I would really recommend watching that. And I know there's some more Super Metroid on Sunday. So just take a look at the schedule if you're interested, and we will see you next mission. Thanks again.